If you're not growing on purpose, you're drifting. Zayn in The Wealth Formula teaches how he intentionally created a growth plan.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
We're delighted to have created for you free access to over 703 Life's Inside Track episodes. And this particular series on the Wealth Formula expanded as we share insider tips, making house home, building wealth wisely through real estate. And you can get access anytime, anywhere, anyhow. And I said 8-episode journey. You can go back and watch. You can you can't really go ahead, but you can bounce around and you can rewatch the ones that really mean a lot to you and get information immediately as they come out if you subscribe to the Decker Team YouTube channel. The Wealth Formula Expanded is a mouthful.
It is.
And it is a lot to apply new wealth strategies if you haven't been doing it.
Well, this book has been impacting people's lives for the good for many, many years.
How about 13
years? Yes.
13 years.
And we've reread it multiple times, and we've lived a journey the last 13 years. So we thought, let's talk about the book because it's still classic. It's still foundational. It's still current. And we'll expand on a few of the things and just really have some fun with it. So Zayn in the book here, he's David and Sarah's mentor, right? And they meet him on the side of the road, and he's in a beautiful Maserati, which many of you might have known. We had a Maserati for a while. Now that's been traded in for a Corvette. But the point is, he was listening to his audio book when David helps him change a tire. And David said he would be listening to beautiful hard rock or something when he was driving a lovely car like this. And Zayn went into explaining why it's so important to be a growth-oriented person and how he has a growth plan for his life. It's fun.
Because if you don't have a growth plan, you're drifting and or stagnant. And we know with plants and with much anything else in life, it's either growing or it's dying. And so his thought was, unless I'm growing, and what he taught them is unless you're growing, David and Sarah, you're going to be decreasing in your impact because the world keeps moving ahead around you.
Yeah.
And so you're actually losing ground, losing traction if you don't do something to be intentional with how you are building your mind, building your body even. Everything's going to get worse, not better, if you don't do anything to make it better.
It's all connected.
It's all connected. So Zayn had what he called his university on wheels. And so he explained to David and Sarah and taught them the principle of putting audiobooks in, or now we can just plug in our iPhone because it was 13 years ago when we wrote this. So it was more CDs and things in the car, but now we would just have a book on audio. We'd have a podcast on, same concept. And so he deliberately decided what was going to be his next area of growth. He was a soccer coach, so sometimes he would listen to soccer coaching techniques and develop that to be even more valuable to his team. Other times he would focus on business strategies. And sometimes it's okay to just have leisure, to have something that resets yourself. You're still growing in your ability to be at peace and calm. Sometimes he listened on prayer.
I got to interrupt for a second.
Of course.
Because, you talked about sometimes on leisure, and that's one of the reasons this book is so powerful, is it's written like a novel. It's a financial book cleverly hidden inside a romance and a story, right? And many of the books that have really impacted our lives have been written as parables, written as stories, and the values in there. And what he said was, growth isn't optional. That's what he said to David and Sarah. Growth is not optional. It's the engine that keeps wealth moving forward. That's a great quote from the book.
It really is. So growth is the engine that keeps wealth moving forward.
Exactly.
And then you can use the wealth for good. It's, as we've said in so many of the episodes and segments, it's not just for the money itself. We say this way too often, maybe.
Yeah.
It's for the good that the money can do.
Yes.
And so continuing to focus on why growth, what growth, and how you're going to grow is really the 3 points that you want to look at when it comes to the growth plan. Statistically, there is proof that if you don't grow.
Well, the RBC did a learning survey, and they found that 69% of Canadians who invest in ongoing personal development report higher income stability and opportunity than within 2 years. So it takes about 2 years, and they're seeing wealth opportunity, income increase opportunity, right?
Yeah.
2 years, that's all. And what Zayn said in the book is he bought that car 2 years ago, used, and he had listened to 24 books. So what does that say to me? That says Zayn had a habit of purposefully reading 1 book a month audibly. Now he read as well, and he did other things in his plan. Like his plan wasn't just reading. No. He went to seminars, he went to learning, and he pre-programmed those in, scheduled them the year in advance. Because if you don't schedule learning, if it's not in your calendar,
it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
It's not likely.
Frequently, I pick the books that I'm going to listen to the whole year. I'll pick out 12 or 24, and then there'll be other ones that come up, people recommend, and I'll insert them in. But I create a reading plan.
Well, and what's interesting is as you start to learn through books, seminars, learning opportunities, there's so many great docu-series now, like documentaries on TV. Like you can even learn from TV if you want to.
Yes, you can.
The other area that surprised me probably at first is I ended up having conversations one-on-one and in small group that were more growth oriented. Simply because I had growth going on in my life. So instead of talking about maybe people or situations, experiences, I could talk about dreams and ideas, which is growth, came out of the growth.
Yes, yes.
And that was, I would say, life-changing. It changed a lot for us.
This plan, when we talked to John C. Maxwell, right? He's, by the way, if you don't know who he is, he was a pastor. Now he's like a leadership guru who's written, I don't know how many
115 books or something.
And he said that when he learned about a growth plan, it changed his life. And he had to pay a certain amount of money to get this plan. And the plan's really quite simple.
It is.
It's predetermined where you want to grow, what you want to grow. One couple of years, we decided we were going to grow in our leadership. Another section for 3 years, we decided we'd grow in how our speaking abilities are, right? All kinds of things.
And they all make you more valuable. Which is the point, part of the point of the growth plan. It makes you more valuable in terms of what you can contribute to others and also what you can do with what you get.
So final thought for this segment is learning keeps your wealth alive. Complacency quietly kills it. And we're all about clarifying your options because we know that when your options are clear, your wisdom will flow.
Moving forward with the Decker team.